Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video we're going to take on the Majin Buu Saga. So, the Majin Buu Saga SBR. To cut a long story short, this SBR is not too bad actually as a free-to-play player, or as a new player, or a player who's just looking for an easier to run team. So first things off, we'll just quickly cover the units while we cover this first fight. As a note, every single one of these fights is against two people. Which is really quite helpful in terms of managing and planning your stages. So first things first, the friend lead that we're taking is very obviously one of the better units, one of the best, if not the best, but definitely one of the top units in the game. The Strength, Goku and Vegeta Angel combination. They're obviously 170% attack and defense and 130% HP lead for the Majin Buu Saga category units. So that's the friend unit that we're taking. If anyone thought that was going to be in doubt, that's definitely the friend unit that we will be taking with us. Then our lead that we will take is going to be the Limitless Radiant Super Vegito. So he's 170% HP and defense, Majin Buu Saga lead with 130% attack. He can reduce normal attacks by 50% damage, counters with tremendous power, and he gains additional attack for each attack received. He's very outdated. He's manageable in this SBR, but he is very outdated. But we take him because he's obviously the lesser lead, but the only other real lead options that you have for the Majin Buu Saga is unfortunately the Wicked Wizard and Lord of the Demon Realm, Babidi and Dabura from the Battlefield shop. I do have a copy of them, but I didn't want to take them on this run, not because of anything specifically, but I have an idea in mind for them later. And there's another Majin Buu and Babidi LR unit that's not out yet on Global. So those are your only leads, so we'll take these guys as leads for now. And then obviously for the rest of the team, what we'll do is we have built kind of like a Great Saiyaman hybrid team, which I'm very proud of, just because, you know, I think they're cute, the Great Saiyaman units. I don't know. I think they're really fun to use. So yeah, the first one that we have is the Blazing Love and Justice, Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, the Friend LR. They're very good. They give superclass allies 4 key and defense of 50%, and then they lower extreme class enemies defense by 70%. On their 18 key, they raise your team's attack by 30% for 2 turns, and then on their 12 key, they seal and cause a decent amount of damage. Then the second Great Saiyaman unit that we are using is Great Saiyaman 2. It's Videl. Damn cute Videl. So attack and defense plus 80% with a medium chance of evading enemy super attacks. They lower the attacked person's attack by 20% for 2 turns. And they buff special pose categories allies by 2 key and attack and defense of 30%. That's obviously a very critical part of them because we have quite a few signature pose category units on the team, including the other free-to-play unit that we are taking, the Great Saiyaman unit of attack and defense 100%, key plus 5 plus an additional attack and defense of 58%, and he gains a chance of performing a critical hit and evading enemies' attacks when he is attacking extreme class enemies. So there's quite a few extreme class enemies, so we don't have too many problems in terms of this Great Saiyaman here. He also lowers attack and defense on his super attack. He links up very well. All three of them link up really well together. They share some really good links, like signature pose, patrol, hero of justice. I think they all share supreme power, if I'm not mistaken. No, they all share patrol, hero of justice, signature pose, and shattering the limit, I believe. Yeah, so they share quite a few links. Yeah, signature pose, patrol, hero of justice, yeah, and shattering the limit. Yeah, they all share that. And then the physical one and the int one both share supreme power as well. So they share quite a few links. The other free-to-play unit that we also took is Candy Vegito. He's one of the best free-to-play units in the game. Super reliable just defensively and as a utility unit, since his Extreme Awakening as well. He has a great chance, so a 70% chance to evade attack, which is fantastic. He disables enemy guard and he gains 20% attack per tech spear gained or 10% defense per non-tech spear, and he recovers with candy, which isn't applicable here. He also has a high chance to stun the enemy, which we don't get that often, but it's 50%. So in terms of rotation, we generally run the Goku unit there alongside the Goten, or with the Majin Vegeta. The Goten we brought along as well. He's the only other non-free-to-play unit, barring the leads on the team. I did consider bringing the... I don't have the World Tournament Gohan, and I did consider bringing Hercule along, but Goten would create some rainbow orbs, and he's pretty good, and I thought maybe he'd, even without the Gobros next to him, I thought it'd be nice to use him, just to show off how good a unit he is. And speaking of how good a unit he is actually super reliable. So he creates rainbow orbs, which is very, very good. He changes physical key spheres to rainbow key spheres. He gives attack and defense at 70%, and he raises his defense by 30% for 3 turns on his super attack. So pretty good overall. And as you can see now, the main goal here is obviously to link all the Great Saiyaman units up. Ideally, in hindsight, and I will suggest this, I do suggest only linking up the Int and the Tech one on one rotation. They'll actually be fine on rotation together due to the fact that they share 20% defensive link, 25% in defensive links, but they share a major one in 20% for Hero of Justice. So I do suggest, one, that you run those 2 in rotation and not the physical one, because the physical one actually gets too much key, and that's going to sound really weird, and they only end up getting their 18 key, which is really good because it buffs our attack, but in reality we need the seal more than we need the we need the seal way more than we need the 30% attack increase. So in hindsight, that is one thing I would change about this team strategy. The other strategy we have is obviously we're going to link the Vegito and the inverted commas Vegeta, the Goku and Vegeta Angel card. That's going to be our one rotation. Gohan's going to float to create rainbow orbs. In theory, you'll have the physical Great Saiyaman floating, and then of course, we'll have Candy Vegeta floating in and out and switching him into main rotation when we feel a bit too threatened. But in terms of this team, they ran very well. They performed very, very, very well, so I have no problems with running this team. I think they're a good option to run. But the Majin Buu Saga is very big. You can run a whole bunch of different teams. I'm not going to go through every single unit that you could use, but there is an abundance of units you can use. You've got a ton of LRs, you've got Gobros, you've got Super Int Vegito, you've got SS2 Vegeta, you've got Buu, physical LR Buu, one of the best LRs in the game. You've got extreme agility Majin Vegeta, he's a very good unit still. You've got the Goten and the Trunks combos, you've got Mystic, you've got Ultimate Mystic Gohan, you've got SS2 Angel Goku, you've got Easy 8 Agility Vegito, you've got this Int Supreme Kai and Grand, there's just a lot of units. You could go a Majin Buu based team with Super Buus and Majin Buus, you could go a hybrid with him and Deborah's, an extreme based team, you could go a super based team similar to what I'm doing now, you could go an all Goku's family team. There's just a lot of units that you can run for these stages, so honestly, don't feel confined at all. Majin Buu Saga is actually one of the most diverse sagas now, especially after the 350 mil download celebration, and it's just slowly over the years just accrued so many premier units. I mean, there's so many good options to run on this team, and with the link update, the Majin Buu team is so viable right now that it's actually scary. So yeah, honestly, just run what you feel that you can run. Take a look at your units, but these are some good free-to-play options if you need to fill out the gaps. Obviously, they will only fit under a Majin Buu Saga lead, but generally, if you're running the Buus, you want to have the Strength Buu, the Strength Transformation Boost Buu, maybe the Tech Transforming Super Buu is a brilliant lead for them. You could also run the LR Physical Buu if you have them, or you could run the Deborah and Babidi, and that's kind of why I haven't used them in this video. I'm basically just going to rehash a second video after this where we use an extreme based Majin Buu team to take on the stage as well. So that's just obviously something to keep in mind in terms of taking a look at everything. But there's so many teams you can make for this, so yeah, really don't worry too much. But in terms of the stage right now, as you can see, we're focusing down the Goten. The reason being is that Strength Goten has quite a bit of advantage on us. He can hit Vegito, who's arguably our weakest unit against super attacks. So that is the main reason we're focusing him down out of the rest of them. He can hit him with super attacks, and he can also hit the Great Saiyaman LR with super attacks, so we just want him out of the picture straight away. Piccolo also has slightly less health than Gotenks, so we're also leaving him a little bit afterwards because we do have some decent strength units to take him out. And we don't have much in the way of type disadvantage against Int Gohan. I know Candy Vegeta technically is, but with his 70% evasion, he is generally fine. And the Great Saiyaman tech is currently off rotation, and they also lower attack and defense, so they should be perfectly fine with their chance to evade and everything, and all our lowering on Gohan. We should be okay to handle them. So yeah, we get the Dokkan attack here as always. We get it on the second round with these teams. Because of the free-to-play nature of the teams and because of the way I run them to try and incorporate as many of these cards as possible, we are generally in my videos getting the Dokkan attack on the second round. But please guys, really, if you can, you want to get it on the third round. You really want to try and push through that because you're going to have less items. You're going to want the heal on the third round. But obviously, because I can't control that, I get it here. And that's okay. You know, if you can't control it, just take it. Like, there's no need to fiddle around to try and judging, like, balancing your Dokkan attacks and that. When you get it, you get it. You know, you can always try the stage again. If it doesn't work out, it's all perfectly fine. But yeah, the Majin Buu Saga, great category, lots of options. Definitely one of the better ones in the game, and really, really awesome. Then the next stage is just Vegito. So this stage, the way you control the stage is very, very beautiful. You essentially steal him with the Great Saiyaman, and then you leave it like that. You just seal him, and then you lower his attack over and over and over again. You seal him, lower his attack over and over and over again. The rest of the units will take him out. He has a massive amount of health, and he takes a while to beat, especially with this team. But just seal him with your 12 key, so split up your physical Great Saiyaman from any of your other Great Saiyamans. Put him onto main rotation, make him slot 1, preferably switch him in with the Vegito or with the Gohan or Goten or whatever other unit you've taken. As long as he's not automatically getting 18 keys like he was before, you should easily get the 12 key with him due to his key buff. Then seal, and you're good to go. Once you've done that, it's very easy to control Vegito. We don't get the additional at all in terms of our Great Saiyaman, which is a little bit unfortunate, but yeah. Overall, that's the plan. You're going to seal them up, and then once you've sealed them up, you're going to just lower his attack and defense. We've got plenty of attack lowers, so we've got the Great Saiyaman is going to lower his attack and defense. The Tech Great Saiyaman is going to lower his attack and defense on the Super and on their passive. And then yeah, so that's three, the Int on Super, the Tech on Super, and the Tech on passive. So that's 3 attack lowerings that you're going to be able to apply to him at any given time, which is going to make your counter units be able to counter quite reliably. Obviously, they're not going to take huge amounts of damage now anymore, and because you can't super attack, we have no fear of any of them dying. So it's all pretty straightforward from there. Then, you know, if you're running other teams or anything like that, maybe you don't have a sealer, obviously you're going to try and stun. If you don't have any stuns or anything, then toss it to the gods, because yeah, you're just going to have to outrace them essentially with what items you have left, because he can hit very hard, and also he's got quite a large health pool, so unless you have quite a few strength units or anything like that, you are going to struggle. Fortunately, the int units in the Majin Buu category are quite strong. Gotenks is quite strong. Kid Buu, Buuhan, Goku SS3, even Hercule. The Supreme Kai and Kibito, like all of them are quite strong. So it's not anything that's too alarming or that you can't handle, because even the int units you will probably take are generally just fine enough or good enough to take on the stage anyway. But yeah, as you can see there, that's the thing, you can take quite a bit of damage. But fortunately, like I said, because we've attack lowered his attack so much and we had a couple items going, he didn't do a massive amount of damage. And here's the plan. Now we can finally link things up here. We can avoid getting our 18 key. We can seal him, and then from here the fight is pretty much done and dusted. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get things going, but also very fortunately we have the Strength Vegito, and we've taken a bit of damage, which means we're finally going to be able to also transform Strength Vegito, get the heal, and also start getting his crits going and his increased damage. So that overall is obviously also going to help us clear through the stage, and that's why the Strength Vegito is such a good friend lead to take, because of that. Physical Buu is also very, very good in my run with the Extreme team that you'll watch at another point in time, hopefully. You can see just how good Physical Buu is. In fact, I think Physical Buu is a highly underrated card. I think he's an absolute beast. But yeah, definitely something you're going to want to keep an eye out on. But yeah, here's the strategy. So we get to finally transform Strength Vegeta. So I'll let you guys just watch the animation before I kick back in. There we go. Great animation. Honestly love this card. I also have it, but obviously I don't use mine in this video, as you guys know. I'm just trying to show off the team. He links pretty well with his physical counterpart as well. So very good combo overall, especially with the units sealed. They're not going to take too much damage anymore, and they're going to dish out a cuck ton of damage. In fact, so much damage that he's basically going to pretty much kill him here, which is, yeah, just shows how strong this card is. So while he's busy killing him in the background solely through counterattacks, this is the way the strategy works. You seal him and then he can't attack, and because he can't super attack and cause a tremendous amount of damage, not that he necessarily would to Strength Vegito, but because he can't super attack, all these counters are going off. His defense has been lowered, his attack's been lowered, so you know, Vegito is not taking any damage. And he's just going to mop the floor with him, and that's generally just the strategy. In general, if you don't have Strength Vegito and you're running other teams, it may take a little bit longer, but as long as you keep him sealed, he can't damage you, because you attack lowering him so much, he's not going to be able to really dish out any damage to your units. But yeah, so that was the run. I think it went pretty smoothly, and I quite enjoyed the team, and it was one of our faster free-to-play runs, which is really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it's giving you some ideas on teams and how to run the stage. And yeah, I'll check you guys in the next one. But until then, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, and bye.